edition of Guild Wars Corner, my second episode. And the first episode, again, didn't blow the charts off of YouTube, but that's okay. There were quite a few views, a lot more than I expected, and a few nice comments, so thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate it, and I'm going to try this again and see how it goes. Now, for those of you who are returning to Guild Wars like I am, you're going to see something that we are all familiar with, and that's this. Your friends list completely blank. Not blank, but completely offline. These are friends I had years ago, and I hate to use the word had, but that truly is the case, unfortunately. Everyone has moved on, and I know two of them in real life. I know they're on Facebook, and it's actually a kind of a cute little story. They actually got married. They met in Guild Wars. I'm sorry, they met in Guild Wars, and got together, and they're married and have a little girl. And that's a really neat story, and that's something that's becoming more and more prevalent in online gaming. Of course, it was a real thing when it first happened, but it really is one of those avenues that people are hooking up. Well, I won't say hooking up, but they're meeting, more and more, and it's another avenue. So for all the nice ladies out there, if you're looking for another place to see guys or women who are played by guys, however strange that may be, like this one, like myself, then MMORPGs is it's not a bad avenue. It's probably better than the bar in many cases. Anyways, back to what we were doing, or what we're looking at, which is Guild Wars 1. And here I am in the Deldrimor War Camp. And this is right outside Grant's footprint, where you can see off in the distance Sarl's Furnace. And Sarl's Furnace was the first expansion, or I should say not even expansion, it was the first set of bonus missions released for Guild Wars for the original Prophecies campaign. It came about 6 or 7 months after the initial release of Guild Wars. Again, by that point, it doesn't take long to burn out all the content in Guild Wars, and you have a lot of people that kind of speed run through it, and they can finish in, I don't know, it was a few days of real dedicated playing, and then they run out of stuff to do. But in reality, Guild Wars is absolutely massive. But it really is one of those games. It benefits you to take your time, not just blitz through everything like some sort of Chinese buffet. And in this area, this is an area that I've not spent a ton of time with. But unfortunately, again, because Guild Wars is kind of an older game now and everyone has moved on, you're not seeing a whole lot of people here. And again, friends list empty. Hopefully I can change that pretty soon. Maybe I can meet some additional people and get things going. I tried to get one friend involved and even got her a copy of Guild Wars. I had played Dota 2 quite extensively for the last about 5 or 6 months, and she became a good friend of mine, and I said, hey, why don't you try out Guild Wars? Because she was telling me just recently that she was big in World of Warcraft, but she had stopped because of the subscription online payment. She couldn't really quite justify it, and I was like, well, hey, Guild Wars was kind of the antithesis of World of Warcraft, and hey, try it out. So she just started trying it out. She's still in pre-searing, and I don't know if he'll catch on or not. Hopefully it does, but we shall see, and we'll kind of go from there. Now here you can see Sarl's Furnace up close. This is actually heading into the entrance of Sarl's Furnace, and in this little segment I'm replaying one of the missions that I did with the High Priest. And long story short, we're supposed to go in here, find this tome, and prevent the Stone Summit, the enemy guilds, from reading from this tome and then basically unleashing the apocalypse. And long story short, this mission did not end very well. And one of the problems is you got to keep this priest alive, and he's kind of an idiot. He has healing spells, but the AI will heal everyone that's around him, including the enemy. And this drives you absolutely crazy, because while a lot of times he's supposed to keep himself alive. He'll inadvertently heal the guy you're trying to kill that's trying to kill him. And it drives you absolutely bonkers. And so I've done this mission maybe 4 or 5 times with just henchmen and my 2 heroes. Again, I don't have factions. I have the North, so I don't have the full loadout of heroes that are available. So I just got the 2 mercenaries that I've created. And the 2 I made from my other level 20 characters is I made a Cursed Necro and kind of a healing support monk. And basically I took this monk and said, okay, keep the priest alive for as long as you can in a segment where he's basically going to be alone and you have to leave him, and enemy patrols find him and start to beat him up, and you somehow have to keep him alive. Now this would be a lot easier if you had live humans to work with, but again, as I mentioned before, that's just not the case right now. I really do need a team of living, breathing people that know what they're doing, that's smarter than the AI, which should not be hard, and to keep this priest alive, because you have to go out and find these 4 stones in order to blow up the temple. And while you're gone, these enemy patrols find this AI priest. He's staying behind. He has to stay behind, and they start to whack on him. And if he dies, your mission is a failure. So in this case, I try to take one of my mercenaries, plant her right next to the high priest, keep her alive while I went and got the stone. It worked a bit better, but still, it just didn't work. So I attempted this mission again 5 or 6 times. I kind of gave up. I'm just gonna hold this in my reserve while you know, I try to get more people involved, I guess you could say, and kind of go from there. So, but Sorrow's Furnace is a lot of fun, and there is a lot of missions in here. There's a lot of rewards that are available, especially experience. So if you really want to crank up some skill points, this is the place to do it, you know, along with a lot of the missions in the Kinetic Center in factions, which can really get you going. Now, something else that I've been doing in Guild Wars is really kind of experimenting and seeing what I can take a look at that I used to do before. And when I came back again, I was not in any guild whatsoever. And I was kind of toying with the idea of joining the guild or trying to create a new one. And I actually opted for the latter. And one of the reasons is, I'm sorry, I was looking at some of the capes, you know, that people were wearing, and I'm like, what is that? My word, you know, my British sensibility was being crushed, and my monocle almost fall out in some of these designs. So I really wanted to make my own cape, and I've actually created a guild, my own guild before with a few friends of mine, and it didn't last very long because around about 2.5 weeks later, we actually merged our guild with another guild. You know, they were really excited, and we played some pretty good GVG back in the day, you know, for a while. Again, that's all ancient history now, and let's see if and I wanted to see if I can do it again. So I took the old name and created a new cape, and I'm really happy with how it came out. It's got good color, and I went with kind of an imperial purple with a golden emblem, and I must admit, I've been pretty happy with how it turned out. It looks great on my characters. Of course, I'm a guild of 1 at this point, so not too many human resource issues at this point, which is always kind of nice, but things are a bit quiet, as one can imagine. So I'm going to see if this works or not. Again, the population may be, you know, so established, and there's so many guilds around that this may not take off at all, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I would really like to see if I can get a guild started and things moving again, but that may not be feasible. I may have just blown 2 platinum on making a pretty cape so I can run around with it for a while until I join, you know, maybe a real guild that's, you know, much more established. But you know, it's worthwhile, you know, to at least give it a shot. And if it doesn't work, well, all I lost was some fake money. You know, money that can be gotten pretty quickly. Now, if I had bought a guild hall, well, that gives me a lot more investment. But of course, I don't have a guild hall. I'm here in the Nomad's Isle, but again, I'm just previewing guild halls, trying to decide, you know, if I want one or not. And of course, that's a major investment in trying to get one. But again, this is all about coming back to Guild Wars and spreading my wings a little bit. You know, really trying to, you know, get reestablished in the game. And if that's feasible or not, it may just be too far gone, but we'll have to see. So in closing, yeah, this has been a pretty neat little project. Again, I'm not using really any advanced tools, as you can hear in my microphone. You hear a lot of noise, a lot of you know, high volume or high band spikes and things like that. It's because my microphone is just not very good. This was not meant to be a high recording device. You know, the same with the video editing. This is just Microsoft Movie Maker and me throwing some clips together and some narration. And that's one of the reasons why I like kind of doing this project. It isn't just showing what I like to do with or like what I like to play with Guild Wars, but also what I can do with the video editing software. And this is kind of a learning experience as well, how to narrate, how to splice and cut video and things like that, and also to generate some interest maybe in this old game again, as I mentioned before. So anyways, that I'm going to kind of end it here for this week, or at least for this segment of Guild Wars Corner. This will be number 2, and really looking forward to making some more, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So take care everyone, and I'll talk to you.